Angola is a country located in southern Africa, bordered by Namibia to the south, the Democratic Republic of Congo to the north, Zambia to the east, and the Atlantic Ocean to the west. The country has a rich history, having been inhabited by indigenous people for thousands of years, and later colonized by the Portuguese in the 16th century. This article will provide a brief overview of Angola's history, economy, culture, and politics from its colonization to the present day. Colonization and Independence. Angola was colonized by the Portuguese in the 16th century, and remained under their rule until 1975, when it gained independence. During this time, the Portuguese established a plantation economy based on the production of sugar, coffee, and other crops, and brought in slaves from other parts of Africa to work on these plantations. This legacy of colonialism and slavery has had a profound impact on Angola's history and development, and has contributed to many of the country's current challenges. Independence brought with it a period of civil war, as various political factions vied for control of the country. The war lasted from 1975 to 2002, and was characterized by widespread violence, displacement, and human rights abuses. Despite the end of the Civil War, Angola has struggled to address the legacy of conflict and build a more stable and prosperous future for its citizens. Economy. Angola's economy is heavily dependent on oil, which accounts for around 90% of its export earnings. The country is one of the largest oil producers in Africa, and has significant reserves of other natural resources, including diamonds, gold, and iron ore. However, despite these resources, Angola remains one of the poorest countries in the world, with high levels of poverty, inequality, and unemployment. One of the reasons for this is the country's history of corruption and mismanagement. The government has been accused of siphoning off oil revenues and other resources for personal gain, rather than using them to invest in infrastructure, education, and other public goods. This has contributed to a lack of basic services and amenities for many Angolans, as well as a growing wealth gap between the country's elite and the rest of the population. Culture. Angola has a rich cultural heritage, with a diverse mix of indigenous and colonial influences. The country is home to numerous ethnic groups, each with their own languages, traditions, and customs. Some of the most prominent cultural traditions in Angola include music, dance, and cuisine. One of the most well-known forms of music in Angola is kizomba, a genre that originated in the country in the 1980s. Kizomba is characterized by its slow, romantic rhythm, and has become popular throughout the world in recent years. Other popular forms of music in Angola include samba, kuduro, and rebeta. Politics. Angola is a presidential republic, with the president serving as both head of state and head of government. The current president, João Lourenço, took office in 2017, succeeding longtime leader José Eduardo dos Santos. Lourenço has made efforts to tackle corruption and improve governance in the country, but has also faced criticism for his government's handling of human rights issues and its response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite these challenges, Angola has made progress in recent years in building a more stable and democratic society. The country held peaceful elections in 2017, and has taken steps to promote transparency and accountability in government. However, there is still much work to be done to address the legacy of conflict and inequality, and to ensure that all Angolans have access to the basic services and opportunities they need to thrive. Conclusion. Angola is a country with a rich history and culture.